recently I've been having conversations about made in the USA and how Slant 3D should put made in the USA in our branding and that kind of thing. And I get it. And it's true. We are a very proud US company, and we love this country and what we do here and that kind of stuff. But I refuse to put that branding on our stuff. The reason being is because it has become an excuse to charge the customer and to create a worse customer experience. And I don't know where this came from, but I think everybody's just kind of rolled over on it for some reason. And it's ridiculous because this is not new stuff. In the 1970s, when Toyota started selling cars in the US, everybody freaked out because these low-cost cars were coming in and were going to destroy US industry, which did not ultimately end up happening. But it scared everybody, and everybody looked at it and they learned and they got better. They studied like Toyota and they brought those manufacturing processes back over here, and there was an exchange and improvement, and people bounced off of each other in order to gain in processes and quality and fuel efficiency at that time and that kind of thing. Right now, US manufacturing acts like it's beaten. Everybody says, oh shucks, we can't make it in the USA, it's too expensive. And everybody's like, well, be a patriot, make it in the USA anyway. No, that is also ridiculous. There is no reason to take a hit if the home base for it is not supporting it. You have to run a company, you have to keep your employees employed, you have to keep the wheels turning, and taking a hit like that is ridiculous. Everybody's like, well, government should pay for it. That's also ridiculous because that never works ever. But manufacturing is an industry, and industry in general, all industries, are always at a point where there's some way to get better. And if you want a demonstration of this, well, you could say, oh, well, it's too expensive to make cars in the US. And all I have to do is point to Tesla, who has a 20% net profit margin, making cars in Southern California, the most expensive place on earth. How are they able to do that? Because they bought a couple of robots and they push on those robots all the time, because they improved their manufacturing processes, because they redesigned the cars and found out that electric cars are really cheap to build compared to IC. All of those things were right there for anybody to grab. And now they're able to pay very good wages in a very good part of the country, a very expensive part of the country, and produce a product that people really enjoy. So the idea that, oh, it's too expensive to do it in the US is ridiculous. You're just bad at your job, and you're using the Made in the USA sticker to justify you being bad at your job. There is no reason that foreign manufacturing should be more cost effective than US manufacturing. We have very deep technical expertise. We have a lot of programmers over here. We have a lot of good engineers. The idea that you can't put in a robot, decrease labor cost, and get better is ridiculous, because you absolutely can. There is always something to be fixed. And if you're not there to improve it and fix it, well then, fine. You deserved to lose the opportunity to a foreign entity or whoever else is doing the job better, cheaper, faster. Because them's the rules. You wanted to be a capitalist, this is how it works. Get better, because there's a way to get better. And if you don't find it, well, that's on you. And it's just stupidly frustrating, guys. Look at machining. When we machine parts in the US, the cost is 3 to 5 times more than it is to machine it overseas. The part machined overseas, we have no control of, we have no reliability, we have very few standards, and it has to be shipped 12,000 miles. And yet for some reason, that is 3 to 5 times less expensive than a local machine shop, which is ridiculous. It is bananas in so many kinds of ways. And yet for some reason, it is a decision that has to be made because the local machine shop is not able to compete because they gotta pay it. And this is nothing against the machinists. The machinists themselves, the guys who run these small businesses, are awesome and super talented. The problem really is that there's so few of them, to where they are so valuable or so rare or so overworked that they have to bill what they do in order to just maintain their business or run their business or maximize their profits. They're doing fine, whatever it happens to be. And this is a problem within the US itself, because we gave up on trades and we decided everybody needs to be a programmer rather than learning to be a machinist to make something useful, so that there's enough of them around that we're not all shipping it off to China. There is so much that can be done. Training more people, improving automation, because we've trained all these programmers, we might as well use them to do something useful. The new innovation, the new creation. US manufacturing has so many different ways to go. We were able to put many people on the moon using the computing power of a calculator. It was our country which is now leading the world in language-based programming languages that are as smart as a lawyer in the form of ChatGPT. And yet for some reason, we're being overrun by a Chinese company with 30-second video clips to feed our goldfish attention spans, while at the same time not being able to make our own stuff. And that's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. And it's so solvable if people just wanted to solve it. But people like the foreign entity as the enemy. No, not as the enemy, as the excuse. Oh, they're the problem. They're taking all of our work away, so we can't get more affordable. No, you get more affordable by competing with them. You take them out. You meet them on their own terms. You say, okay, that's the standard. How do I match it and equate to that? If they're able to produce garbage and ship it over here and I'm accepting that, then produce garbage and be more affordable. Match their price if that's what the competition is. Or have good quality and keep it close and you'll do well. Whatever it happens to be, compete. Made in the USA, a product made in the USA. I think it's really great to be proud of that a product is made in the States. I think it's really terrible that that is an excuse for creating a worse product, right? A worse customer experience, whether it be through price or through packaging or whatever else it was. And you're like, oh, we can't have as good packaging because it's too expensive for us to do it because we're using it in the States. That's not good justification. Why is your US-based packaging manufacturer not able to compete with a communist nation 12,000 miles away? Also, by the way, I have nothing against China. China is actually a really awesome country in what they've been able to do to grow to be what they are in this amount of time. This is very much a scolding of US-based people who have gotten so comfortable that it is now possible that this is a decision. This is on all of us as manufacturers who do not want to come to play. Come on. US manufacturing has been the most powerful, the most efficient, the most innovative, the most incredible ever in history. And we're getting past right now because we're watching it happen. We don't want to install a robot because it's hard. Yeah, life is hard. It's tough to do this kind of stuff. This is a tough gig to make stuff that's useful. And that is the whole point, because that is way more worth the effort in this little sliver of time that we have on this planet than building more software to spy on people. But manufacturing has to grow a spine, stand up and compete, and get better and do better. Because that sounds pedantic and stupid. Do better. But it is actionable. Manufacturing is an engineering-based process. You can measure it. You can see it get better. We've seen it get better. We know how to get it better. Measure, create lean principles, innovate. All of those things are very actionable items that have been done and have been proven to do. Again, I'm going to go back to Tesla, because Tesla right now is a fantastic example of US manufacturing. They are creating the most expensive consumer product and one of the most complex on the planet, and they're doing it more affordably, more profitably than anyone else on the planet. Sure, they have their quality issues, but they're getting it done and the customers don't care, and they're getting better. So everybody else most certainly can too. Yeah, ultimately, it's just a thing of a person should not have to sacrifice experience and quality and good kind of stuff for patriotism, or it's wrong for an organization to exploit patriotism to make up for their own inferiorities. We're a very proud US company and we'll continue to be it, but we're not going to use the challenges that exist to excuse bad performance. Yeah. Thanks, everybody. Let us know whatever you're thinking down in the comments. Have a great day.